So got our manifold studs in. This is the one that we put the helicoil in yesterday. So that star head, there's a special socket for those, but for these YJs, a 1/4 inch socket will fit and work just fine. Now, I like to just always take a tap, especially because there's rust and corrosion, and I'll go in and I'll clean all my other holes out. Just chasing threads. You can use a tap, or there's actual thread chasers. Lysol makes them. There's other brands. Go in there and just clean them out, each one, then put your manifold on with a new gasket and torque them down to spec. So bottom's out. I'll run it back out. Do each hole, go down on. After you thread chase your holes, clean them out. One thing you need to pay attention though when you're cleaning them out is wet torque versus dry torque. So once you spray a little brake clean oil, whatever you're going to use to wash the debris and the threads and the holes out, I like to dry them with compressed air. But compressed air can have moisture in there, so you want to make sure you have an air dryer in your air compressor system. Brake clean works really good. High alcohol, chlorine content in it, it air dries. If you let them sit 10-15 minutes, they'll dry out. If you don't have air, go ahead and put your part on, run your bolts in. But if there's still fluid down there, what could happen is when you go to torque those in, you're compressing that fluid, causing your torque to be ineffective, as well as you're also putting excessive pressure on the outside of the surface. So pay attention, make sure your holes are good and dry. Some bolt specifications actually call for a wet torque, which is not water, but oil. That's just dunking your threads in it, running it in. So any doubt, consult your manual. Majority of the time, exhaust manifolds are going to be a dry torque because it's a heated component. Anti-seize, you can put some on there, but that does change your torque as well. I usually just torque them in. I'll put a small, very little light coat of anti-seize on just to help with corrosion prevention. But here, look, these threads are different than these threads. This has had a helicoil installed at some other time, but coming down here, this has been remanufactured. So this is a rebuilt engine. So at whatever point when they rebuilt it, they broke a stud off and had to do a helicoil like we did for this stud. So I was pretty sure somebody had been into this before. That confirms it, and that confirms it as well. Stay tuned for more.